What an amazing day it has been here at Oak Street Beach, home of the 2022 Gold Series Chicago Open. One of the fan favorites, one of the player favorites, no question about it. We have women's quarterfinal action as the crowd is getting ready and set. It is a packed house. It is going to be a big one. Welcome inside Stadium Court. I'm Dane Bland, joined alongside Cameron Irwin. And Cameron, this one is going to be something special. Sponcil and Therese going up against the LSU duo, and they haven't made a lot of noise lately. I think they're up. Their number's called.
Yes, however, both these teams have won a title this year. I can't wait to see what these two, Kristen Nuss as well as her partner Taryn Kloth, can do against Therese Cannon and Sarah Sponcil. All products of the collegiate game, all phenomenal careers at the collegiate game, now taking on in the professional ranks. They're deadly on the AVP tour. They're deadly on the FIVB tour. They're deadly everywhere. And right now, there's a spot in the semifinal up for grabs.
Yeah, and there is the bracket right there. A spot in the semifinal will be on the line. For player introductions, let's go down to the sand to Mark Sherman.
It's like when somebody tells you something right before you go live that you can't help but react to, but you have to react to, but I can't tell you what was said to me. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. We're ready to go. It is time for our penultimate match of the day on Stadium Court. And let's welcome a couple ladies who I have been looking forward to getting back here on Stadium Court. And about dang time you're back here on Stadium Court. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Terrence? You're like, yes, I know what you mean. Ladies and gentlemen, out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Oh, yes, the cheering starts now. Let's get you out here. It's Taryn Kloth. And her partner was her partner at LSU, one of the most successful teams ever in the college game, and they are transitioning that to the pro game real well. And a lot of that is because of this defender. Oh my gosh, she is unbelievable. Out of Metairie, Louisiana. Let me hear it for Kristen Nuss. And this matchup is just so dang good. One we're going to see for a long time on the AVP. And we get the next chapter right now. This young lady out of Phoenix, Arizona. She'll get to go home in a few weeks, but she wants to go home locked into that semifinals at the championships in Phoenix, ladies and gentlemen. And to do that, she's going to need to make the finals here in Chicago to get to the semis and get there undefeated. She is the flying squirrel. Let me hear it for Sarah Sponcil. And her partner. Man, I tell you, when I heard that you're a wall and a cannon, I just went absolutely nuts. Her mother's maiden name is Wall. Not only a cannon, but also a wall at the net. It is absolutely perfect for the game of volleyball. It's kismet, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely coming into her own. Now one of the best blockers in the country. It's Therese Cannon.
Well, everybody's settling in their seats for this one. Survival Saturday. The winner of this gets a spot in the semifinal. Loser has to battle their way back. On the left side of your screen, Sponcil and Therese Cannon. On the right side, Kloth and Nuss. The girls from LSU had a phenomenal career in college, and now they're taking the pro circuit by storm. This is going to be a blocking battle, Cameron. No question about it.
Again, I love when the skill sets show up immediately. We just saw it with Taylor Crabb and Taylor Sander out on the sand, as well as Friend and Brewster. And the same thing goes. The blocking battle, yes, without a doubt, between Therese Cannon and Taryn Kloth. But there's also going to be an epic defensive battle. Two of the quickest and most electric defenders. Kristen Nuss, Sarah Sponcil. Ooh, that was Alex Kleiman-esque.
Yeah, that was a sharp one from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Taryn Kloth is 6'4", going back to serve. right here. Played her indoor volleyball at Creighton and I believe LSU. But a fantastic career indoor and on the beach. Here comes Therese Cannon. Therese Cannon is out of the University of Southern California. Her and her partner, Sarah Sponcil, won their first event just about a month and a half ago, and that was in Hermosa Beach. First AVP win for both of them.
Can't forget about the Olympian that is Sarah Sponcil. It's crazy. Such a young age, her and Kelly Ching.
Going back to serve, that's Kristen Nuss. She's 24 years of age. Hometown, New Orleans. And I like to call her the surgeon, one of the best shooters in the game. Just off the fingertips is Nuss.
She may be one of the best shooters, but she's also got one of the best verticals on tour. She actually maintains the highest jump from those Connect-On devices on tour. She has an incredible vertical that allows her a little bit of a smaller size, just 5'6", to be able to get off the sand and put the ball away. She's got a vertical of about 27 inches. Just to give you some context, I'm kind of your average, normal human now. I tested my vertical just last week. One of my best friends is a trainer. Mine's only at 20 inches on hard court.
Sarah Sponcil serves that one just out of bounds. And we are underway. Kloth and Nuss with a 4-3 lead after the first side change. We switch on increments of 7. So no one has an advantage, but it's just a perfect day. It's like sun's in the equal kind of spot. The flags aren't even moving. Is there a side you would pick to be on? I think they're both pretty equal.
Yeah, without a doubt, pretty equal at this point. I think the only thing is maybe being more so on the left and right side, so where Sarah Sponcil is, and right now Kristen Nuss, in terms of where they're standing. If you're attacking, looking back towards their partner, maybe the sun could be in their eyes, but that doesn't mean there's actually a side that's better than the other at this point.
5-3, Kloth and Nuss. First set here. Kloth into the net there. And it's going to be interesting how tough these two teams serve, because they're so accustomed to scoring a lot of points, not only at the net, but defensively.
Without a doubt.
You want to put even more pressure on serving. Cannon goes to Kloth. Kloth freezes Sponcil right there with a nice little away shot.
Well, and you got to pick your poison with these two, between Nuss and Kloth, right? You got Kloth, who can swing away a heavy ball from a high contact point at that 6'4" frame. We've got Kristen Nuss, 5'6", who will shoot the ball all around you and make you chase.
Those are the hands of Sarah Sponcil, just like a setting machine, putting the ball right on the spot every time.
Coach at UCLA, Stein Metzger, used to say she has some of the best hands he had ever seen in the beach game.
Here comes Kloth. And that ball is hit from such a high point, it's just on its way down immediately. It doesn't go up and give the defender any time to adjust or make a move. And that's the advantage of being 6'4". 32-1 when winning the first set. So let's keep an eye on that. It's as good as done if they win the first set.
Yeah, I really like that high line shot there from Therese Cannon. She has a 6'4" block in front of her, so you would imagine that high line has to go up, but she uses her own height to advantage, as you see the 20-0 now on screen.
Yeah, that's crazy. I thought 32-1 was impressive, but a perfect record for Sponcil and Therese when winning the first. Ball's thrown back at Sponcil, and this time it's Nuss with a tight ball. Look at this. I think they all just want to play on that little quadrant of the court. They could play short court maybe, because they're not using the rest of the court. They're just using that little corner. That's like an agreement they made?
It looks like they're playing short court over there. Taking one out of Rich Lamborn's book. This is how you can expect to see the extended rallies continue with the defensive play from Sponcil and Nuss. There's the first block that's well recovered. Kristen Nuss is all over it. And you mentioned the blocking. There's a couple great touch blocks from Therese Cannon.
That's quite the rally. I don't know if we're going to see another one quite like that. Yeah. Here we go. And there's a shot down the line. Make it 8-7, Kloth and Nuss.
I'm wondering what the distance traveled was on that last rally.
3 feet.
Connects on. Where are you at?
Great short serve right there. And Therese Cannon watches it hit. You never want to do that.
All she could do was kind of laugh that off as it nearly hit her toe.
What an accurate serve by Nuss right there. It is so hard to serve a short ball like that without it hitting the net or anything. Really nice. Nice angle right there by Therese Cannon, so she rebounds quickly.
Yeah, and I loved her footwork right there. That pass she took out of the middle, stayed with her setter, stayed nice and tight, her 7th kill. She could have gone all the way out to the antenna. At times they'll do that, but I like that too.
Sarah Sponcil right there down the middle. Sarah, 26 years of age, out of Phoenix, Arizona, 2-time national champion at UCLA. Played both indoor and on the beach at UCLA. Fantastic athlete. And there's the roll shot by Kloth.
When Kloth and Nuss first came out at the professional level, it was back in Atlanta last year. Their first competition, they took it all, and right away you already start to see what this scouting report might start to look like. You got the power and the pace from Kloth. She loves to hit heavy into the ankle. And Kristen Nuss doing extraordinary things like that.
Wow, what offense right there. Not sure what they called that right there, but Sponcil pushed it all the way to the antenna on the right side, and that was the difference.
I can come up with a few adjectives for you. Epic, unreal, awesome, any of the above. That set was phenomenal.
Yeah, but what did they call it?
I think you can take any of those adjectives. You might as well throw it in there.
No. There's a name for that set.
I know, I understand. Just having fun.
Tough serve, free ball situation. Therese Cannon gets stopped at the net by Kloth. Big opportunity to score, and they give that one up. So it's 11-10 headed into the technical timeout. Kloth and Nuss not only won in Atlanta, like you were talking about, this year they won the first event, and that took place in Austin.
Women's final. The stage is set, the sand is hot, and we are ready to roll.
Let's see what happens here.
The 6th match, making the 7th now for Hermana Fredis and Kloth and Nuss. Nuss with a nice putt from falling off the net. But plenty of volleyball played on the side of Kloth and Nuss. Now at match point, they are 1 play away from being the Austin Open champions. They go at Nuss. We are Austin Open champions.
There you have it right there. The first event of this 2022 season taking place in Austin. They took down Team Canada, Pav, and then Humana Paredes, who are no longer playing together. But, you know, interesting, Cam, and I wanted to talk about it. Kloth and Nuss, since that tournament, have yet to be in a semifinal. They have 5 fifth-place finishes in a row. What has changed for them?
Well, I think a little knowledge, right? We talked about it when they first came out on the professional ranks. They also started to have a little bit of that. We know we're swinging into the angle. We know what Kristen Nuss can do. So teams have started to make an adjustment to that scouting report and understanding exactly how you want to play against them. And especially if you got a big block up there, like Therese Cannon, that scouting report becomes that much more clarified in terms of, can you take away the heavy angle of the 6'5" swing of Taryn Kloth? And with a block like Therese Cannon, you can. So it starts to make a little bit of things more crystal clear.
Yeah, it's funny, when you get out on the pro circuit, there is a window where the other teams, they don't know what you're going to do. You're new, and you throw in a lot of different looks, and I think they caught a lot of people by surprise. But as you kind of settle in, people kind of figure out the tips and the tricks, and it'll be interesting to follow their career and see how they go. They're in good position. I know they want to make a run to the Paris Olympics and really trying to position themselves as one of the great American teams, and 2 victories already under their belt. Well, fun to watch.
And they're really committed to each other too, right? They played at LSU, now stepping out on the court. I think that was one of the first conversations, you know, you heard in the murmurs and the rumors of volleyball is, will these 2 stick together? Is it the 5'6" Kristen Nuss with 6'4", or maybe they split and find different partners? What will that look like? And they have stuck together and made the commitment to try and make it to 2024. Kristen Nuss continuing to prove just how good she really is.
Smart play. Therese Cannon gambles and drops off the net, digs that ball perfectly, and then converts with a roll shot down the line. Yeah, if you're, I'll tell you what, you don't want to split up. I think they have a good thing going, the LSU girls. And there's not a lot of 6'4", 6'5" blockers out there either. 4 contacts called on Kloth and Nuss, and so we will switch sides at 15-13. Cannon and Sponcil.
Cannon and Sponcil working with Scott Davenport. It's been a nice addition to their team, adding that element of coach.
Yeah, Scott Davenport was a heck of a player. Very cerebral, knows his game, and he's created quite the reputation as a coach. He's coaching some of the best teams out on the beach, and just a great guy.
Yeah, without a doubt. And you saw the option play kind of go awry there for Kloth and Nuss. Again, that's an area of development for Kloth and Nuss. They want to continue to try and add in. When I spoke to them prior, they said, you know, we're still developing and learning. Taryn Kloth coming from the indoor side. I know she did play, obviously, beach volleyball at the collegiate rank, but it wasn't her natural position, right? Like, she came from South Dakota where there necessarily wasn't a whole lot of beach volleyball being played. So she's still picking up the experience and all the nuances to the beach game. And that could be, if they figure that out, that could be a real benefit to them, regardless of its domestic or international competition. Saw Kelly Chang utilize it significantly today, and in a great way.
(16-13), Cannon and Sponcil with a 3-point edge right now.
Let's welcome the ladies back on the court, Chicago. We're going to make the semifinals.
Sarah Sponcil out of UCLA, back to serve. Right out of the middle of the court, a little jump float. She'll go to Kloth. Kloth goes at Sponcil. Sponcil nearly controls that ball as she slides into the defensive spot.
Well, there's that heavy angle from Taryn Kloth, too. Look at how solid her footwork is here. So dynamic. You love the double arm pump. Aggressive from Kloth.
Here comes Therese Cannon on the left side. Scooped up by Nuss. She'll have an opportunity to score. Not just yet, a one-hand platter right there for Sponcil. We're talking about making it look easy.
She does that like so casually, just stands back up like, yeah, it's to be expected. I don't think anyone digs the ball as well one-handed as Sarah Sponcil.
Sponcil, just a phenomenal athlete. Does some crazy stuff. Has a nickname, the Flying Squirrel. Not afraid to completely sacrifice her body as Nuss goes over on the second contact, and Kloth and Nuss trailing by 2. What an up by Nuss. Oh, and she misses it right there. A tough play right there to go from the sand and get up and hit that ball right above your head.
That was not inches from the sand, that was centimeters from the sand. Kristen Nuss, just look at this dig. Sliding her hand right underneath of that. I didn't think you could have pancakes on the beach, but she just showed you something. Awfully close to that.
That was, what'd you say, centimeters, millimeters?
Sure, we'll go with it.
Yeah, that was close to the sand, and she's so good at waiting to the last second to get underneath. Yeah, it's awesome. Here comes Kloth out of the middle. Traditional top spin serve goes to Sponcil. Big hammer by Sponcil that's dug by Nuss. And look at the corner. That's why they call her the surgeon. Having her way right there.
What a phenomenal play. Look at this dig. The swing from Sponcil was impressive in its own right. And then falling to her knees, Kristen Nuss still making the play. Has the court vision and then executes with a deep corner shot.
17 serving 18. A roll shot to Therese Cannon. Therese rips it down the middle this time. Usually Therese is either that line shot or that cut shot. This time mixes it up in the middle.
It's interesting too, you look at the numbers right now. Cannon 11 kills, 1 hitting error, but Sponcil is 2 of 8 with 1 error. She's just hitting 125.
That ball out of bounds by Kloth. So just like that, we're looking at set point for Cannon and Sponcil. Sponcil will probably continue going to Kloth. No, this time she tries to switch it up right there. So interesting to me, that move right there. And it's hard to understand. You just had a player make an error down the line and then you go the other direction.
Seen that a few times.
Yeah. Maybe it's a strategy that I'm not aware of.
But it's definitely not one that you teach, right? Because you were her coach.
No, you don't teach that. Because you want to create pressure. That's what this whole game is about, and you got to keep going. If someone's giving you a point, you got to go right back to them. Set point again. Sponcil with the opportunity, and yes, she goes to the corner. See how aggressive Sponcil was on that, taking a step over and relieving some pressure. So Therese Cannon, Sarah Sponcil winning 21-19 the first set. And you saw the stat. When they win the first set, they're a perfect 20-0.
At Corner Bakery, we're making your choice simple with Choose 2 options every day. Choose 2 of your favorites and turn a simple lunch into a perfectly paired meal. And we're not talking about a few Choose 2 options. Pair up any sandwich or panini, any cafe fresh salad or warm simmering soup, or any pan sauteed pasta. So many kitchen crafted options, so little time. Your perfect Choose 2 combination is waiting at the Corner Bakery.
Dear Mainland, aloha. My brother and I hear that most of you only disable your phones when you fly. You call it airplane mode. But maybe you don't have to get on a plane to get away, yeah? Allow my brother to demonstrate. You know what we call this? Kona mode. One life, right? Mahalo. Longboard Island Lager and Big Wave Golden Ale from Kona Brewing.
Those radio gym shorts that you have from college, they're done. Get them out of here. It's time to upgrade your short game with the one from Fabletics, man.
We love them. Your girlfriend will be stealing these. They're the best.
This fabric fixes another major issue, fit.
It's got this crazy stretch to it that looks so cute when I do my yoga or errands or like literally anything. They're the most comfortable, best feeling luxe-tastic fabric that we have ever worn.
It's the choices we make that define us.
Tryon Trevor's coming off a tough, heartbreaking loss.
And ultimately, the enemy is within. Some people want it, some wish for it, but others make it happen.
Tryon Trevor, super lethal, bringing fire and passion to the court.
How will you take charge?
Welcome back to Chicago for the Gold Series 2022 on the AVP Tour. Set one in the books, and it's Cannon and Sponcil victorious 21-19.
Yeah, and clearly showing is that hitting efficiency right there. I also feel like even though it didn't come up in the stat sheet right there as the aces come about, but I feel like they got themselves into a good position in terms of trying to get Kloth and Nuss just slightly uncomfortable. That's what it's really about. As you see, the stat that really matters, that perfect 20-0 when winning the first set. So let's see if they can stay true in terms of that equation.
Yeah, that's incredible to be perfect after winning the first set, especially with all these great teams out here. And so let's see if the statistics hold true. You know, it's interesting. When LSU came on to the scene, Nuss and Kloth, everyone was serving Nuss, the shorter player. She's 5'6", she scored the points. And I think over time, some people kind of got tired of running down those perfect shots. And so they're going to the bigger, taller Kloth, who is effective, but in her own different way. I think they tried to outdo themselves from the earlier rally on the same part of the court, of course. That was incredible.
I was left nearly speechless. Sponcil was outrageous in that rally. One dig after another, bringing us to the TNNS dig of the day. Take a look at some of these digs from Sarah Sponcil, because one wasn't enough. That one, I mean, wow. Just odd. Another left-hand stab from Sarah Sponcil, then the right-handed cyclone. Just incredible play. Again, that's your TNNS dig of the day. She just barely couldn't reach that last one.
Such great effort, Sarah Sponcil. So passionate, so competitive as well. Does not want that ball to hit the sand ever. 1-all here, second set. Cannon and Sponcil won the first set. If you're just joining us, Dane Bland alongside Cameron Irwin, bringing you the action here as we get later in the day. As Kloth up at the net. A little fire after that.
Yeah, and I'm loving that. Taryn Kloth coming down from the block, looking at her partner say, come on, let's go. She's ready to roll. So some of the greatest ways that you can turn a momentum or maybe shift the direction is, in my opinion, you got aces and then you have blocks. Those are the two big ones. Sometimes digs can also be in there if you're turning points. That can also shift, especially in the game of beach volleyball. But in terms of making a statement, that's a great way to do it. Stuffy, Taryn Kloth.
Yeah, and I think it's because those two things can come so quick, right? The serve comes very fast, and the block can come very fast.
And that's a great way also to negate that quick side out. First ball contact, nice job by Sponcil. Was the highest jump from Sarah Sponcil, 26.2. I'm still wondering though if that wasn't on one of her defensive plays. She's so airborne all the time.
She really is. She moves so well in that backcourt, and she knows how to anticipate. Here comes Cannon. Oh, that's a heavy arm on the left side right there. Cannon.
To your point about Sponcil in the backcourt, it's almost like if you watch her on off-ball plays, so she's waiting for the ball, she's like stalking in the backcourt. She'll kind of slide and shift into certain postures in different positions on the court, reading and anticipating every contact on the other side. I feel like it's a little different than what you see on the other side with Kristen Nuss. You've mentioned how she plays, how she waits to that very last second just before the ball hits the sand. So disciplined in terms of her positioning and waiting and reacting. Sponcil does the same, but she also starts to kind of shift and change her positioning.
You know, a lot of defenders you can watch, they'll make subtle movements right before. Sometimes it's a fake that they're going one way and they'll stay in the same spot. Sponcil does a lot of that. So if you're looking at her as an attacker, sometimes she's trying to give you some bad information so that you hit it right at her. That's a game of cat and mouse in that back court, and it goes on all day long. Four all here, second set. Great shot. It's almost like Nuss has a couple sets of eyes. One is locked in at the ball, the other's looking at the defender, exactly where they are, and then she just hits it where they're not.
I mean, what makes that high line possible is the fact that she has an incredible cut shot, right? That's going to pause and freeze the defense. So even though that ball's going over with the high block of Therese Cannon, it's the respect of her cut shot that really creates it.
High shot right there by Therese Cannon. That's one thing that has really improved in Therese Cannon's game is the ability to know when to roll shot it and not to bomb it. Because she's got a nice line shot, a nice cut shot, and she's worked on everything in between.
Nice timing there for the option. But she kind of only had one place to be able to put that ball, right? It was pretty quick, could only really get to the angle, but it was fast enough that it beat the serve and block of Therese Cannon.
6-5, Kloth and Nuss lead. Here comes Sponcil, beautiful set by Therese, but it's going to be scooped up by Nuss. And then she chops it down, making it look so easy.
And that's the shot that I was talking about right there. Kristen Nuss, just phenomenal from that left side. I think Sponcil maybe on that first attack got a little bit too eager, or maybe thought different set tempo was coming her way. She kind of got caught underneath the ball just those last two steps. Didn't give her a great opportunity.
They go right back. Here comes Sponcil. Blocked, but it's covered. Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. You do that to Sarah Sponcil.
You've done something right.
No question about it. Just froze her. All she could do is turn and really watch it.
I mean, first the dig from Kristen Nuss. Falling backwards, perfectly placed.
Really nice. You know, that poke set by Sponcil, it seemed like Therese might have gotten faked out by it as well. It's a nice set.
Yeah, it looked like she was going to poke over.
Oh, that ball's a bit sticky right there. You're not going to get any argument there, as the score is 9-5 now for Kloth and Nuss. And they're playing really well.
That's something that I think Therese has maybe just slightly struggled with on the weekend. I think there was one game this weekend where she had about 3 doubles called on her. I like that she continues to still trust it, go with it. You got to keep working through it.
That ball out of bounds, easy point, 6-9.
Second service error for Kloth and Nuss. Make it her third, actually.
That's what you want to do. You want to keep Kloth guessing. If it's a good set and she's not thinking about the block, when she comes in, she just hits the ball at it too high to defend sometimes. And so give her something to think about, and that's what they're doing by dropping. Low pass. Soft block by Cannon. And Nuss is going to have an opportunity. Not this time. Sponcil's able to hold. No block. And wow, a little trickler over the net. I think the name of the game is to keep the ball away from Kristen Nuss.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But again, we talked about her ability to be so disciplined in defense. Look at how she comes back to this. This is a nice shot, but she waits so long to protect against the line. That was the call in terms of the offense. And she did such a solid job protecting the middle and covering line to be able to create another opportunity.
Kloth trying to argue a net call, but doesn't get it right there. So a couple of errors by Kloth into the net. We're ready for action. 10-8, Kloth and Nuss. Trying to even this thing out and win this second set. Nice pass. They go around the backside, and the high roll shot over Cannon down the line is perfect.
Yeah, and the reason it's perfect is because it has pace, right? Just enough to stay out of the defensive play of Sarah Sponcil as well.
Here comes Taryn Kloth. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Making it look easy right there. Nuss not only digs that ball, she digs it in a great position for Kloth to have an offensive attack.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, it's thinking 3 or 4 contacts ahead, right? You're able to scoop that ball, give just enough to get that ball up to the net for your partner. You gotta love the heads-up play from Kristen Nuss.
Nice hit by Sponcil. Had to wait for that ball to get outside, but got the kill.
That close block just slightly off the net. Didn't get the press that she was quite looking for.
Well, there's a look at Sponcil and Therese Cannon. They got their first victory together on the AVP tour, and that happened earlier in Hermosa Beach. Welcome back to center court here in Hermosa Beach, the women's final. And it's a good one so far, but it's being dominated by Cannon and Sponcil. The big question, can Kelly Chang and Betsy Flint turn this thing around?
Honestly, I'm pretty surprised now. 21-12 in set number 1, 15-10. These two I think it's just a little bit rare to see stuff like this happen where it's the pass and set gone awry. I don't think I've seen them pass and set like this since they've even been together.
Championship point here on center court in Hermosa. Therese Cannon, Sarah Sponcil have never won on the AVP tour, trying to make this their first. Great set by Chang. Sponcil has it. A swing for the win. Therese Cannon, champions in Hermosa. And there's a look at the champions of this season. We mentioned Kloth and Nuss earlier, and you just got to see some highlights from Cannon and Sponcil. Last week, it was Sarah Hughes and Kelly Kalinske winning for the first time in 2022.
You just have to love the way that Hermosa finished out, right? That last play from Sarah Sponcil, flying backwards. Again, the one-arm...
Flying squirrel.
The flying squirrel, the one-arm stab yet again. I mean, just such phenomenal play from Cannon and Sponcil. And they did that very efficiently. What were those set scores, 12 and 15?
Yeah, they were in complete control. It was never really a question. Ooh.
Saw the screen there for a second. Nuss doing some steady work right now. She's 9 of 18, 2 errors, as well as 17 digs. Give you some perspective. Get this. This is crazy. Cannon has 10 digs to Sponcil's 9.
She's been doing a lot of that
pulling.
Late pull. They continue to target Kloth, and right there, Sponcil guesses the line, just guesses it wrong that time. Nice shot by Kloth. Nice pass, another back set. Why the back set so often right now? Because the wind's really not there.
Well, because you've got Taryn Kloth running a jump serve, right? So she's having to get up to the net, then shift all the way towards that direction as well. And that time she was late on the block.
Move the blocker around. Free ball opportunity for Sarah Sponcil. Comes in, takes a look, and the quick arm swing beats the block. The block had not yet formed.
And that's the second time we've seen that slight change in tempo, and Taryn Kloth not quite able to get her block well formed over on the other side of the net. You know, the blocker has to take in so much information. You have to read all of these cues from not only the pass, but then into the set, right? Where are they facing? Are they hand setting? Are they bump setting? Which direction is the wind going? What are the tendencies of the attacker? And what am I supposed to be taking away? All in a very quick time frame.
That's why it's so important, the training, the repetitions over and over. So when you get to this point, it's just automatic. How about that? How about the defense of the trickler by Kloth and Nuss? They got there in time and were just sitting on it.
I don't think I've ever seen somebody get a trickler that's just 1 foot on the other side of the net.
And that, you know, that's just a testament to how prepared they are every time that ball is served. What a pass.
And how fast Kristen Nuss is.
Nice shot by Nuss, the retreating blocker. 15-13.
Who's ready for Taryn Kloth and Kristen Nuss?
That was Nuss's double-digit kill. She's now 10 of 19, 2 errors, hitting .421, 17 digs. That's a heck of a stat line.
Serving 13. They go to Sponcil. She'll come in, have to deal. Oh, look at the jumbo to the corner right there. And she loves it.
They're 1-1 now. The tally is up on the board. Nuss got one on her early. Sponcil says, yeah, it's my turn. I'm not going to walk away from the sand without evening things up at least.
That was one of the best jumbos I've seen. That was nice.
You love that. You're grinning.
Oh, caught her running that time. We talked about the blocking duel.
Yeah.
I think the defensive duel has taken over.
Yeah, but we've also talked about the fact that Therese Cannon has been pulling off the net. She has 10 total digs. That matches her partner in Sarah Sponcil. You saw her try and pull into the angle there, getting beat in a deep corner.
There's a back set to Sponcil. Rips it right at Nuss. Back flipper from Sponcil. It's going to be a free ball for Nuss. Can she put it away this time? Not just yet. Sponcil. Nuss has it. Oh, and just too short into the net. Kristen Nuss, Sarah Sponcil challenging one another all over the court.
Just incredible defensive play from both Nuss and Sponcil. I also love the way Therese Cannon put that free ball deep into the court, making them play the entire length of the court. How about this pickup, though? It's one thing to get a hand on it. It's a whole other thing to be able to bring that ball back into the court. And she goes with her bread and butter and misses.
It's a long rally right there. Might have taken the wind out of Kloth and Nuss, and they're going to go to Kloth. Cut shot is pretty. Kristen Nuss will go back to serve with a 17-15 lead. They have the pressure on them. They lost the first set 21-19. Over to Sponcil. On two, a risky play. Kloth and Nuss were in position right there, not only to block it, but also to dig it. And so Therese Cannon kind of dodges the bullet there. The cut shot that she wanted in that long rally. That's what she was looking for.
Yeah, and I mean, you can just tell from the trajectory of that ball as well as the amount of spin on it, how clean her hand contact was on the ball right there.
.6'4", Taryn Kloth with a traditional jump serve, top spin. It clips the top of the net. And a control block right there. Nice set in the middle of the court, but Therese Cannon with an overhand dig as it continues.
Oh, follows that one just out of bounds by a few inches, and we switch sides.
And that one just out of bounds.
Long rallies, incredible defense.
Talk about testing the limits.
I mean, right now, both teams are trying to find the depth of the court, right? We saw a couple different shots. Whether it was this one here with Therese Cannon going deep into the corner, the chase was on for Kristen Nuss, and then again here, going to the depth of the court. And yeah, that ball is out of bounds. A nice call right there, about 6 inches wide.
17 serving 18. Ball's blocked at the net. Therese Cannon's got to go deeper with that, or push it a little harder. She just kind of tried to just poke it over, and you're dealing with that 6'4", and I'm saying she's 6'5". I mean, she's tall. Yeah. Because Therese Cannon's listed at 6'3", I believe. Set right there, kind of stuck a little bit. A few gasps in the crowd.
Chicago knows what's up.
Therese Cannon out of Pittsford, New York, going straight down the line this time. Sponcil's got it. It's going to be a free ball, though. Nice one-hand control by Kloth. Dug by Sponcil.
That is out of bounds. Thought for a second we might be tied
Nuss
up, but no.
calls this long. It doesn't even follow it to the line. She was certain. That was wild. So many extended rallies continuing on.
That was a huge point. Not sure what went wrong on that approach, or if that was just the way she wanted to do it with that knuckle. Set point here. Ball was touched, I believe, by Cannon, and she hits that ball out of bounds. So we are going 3 as That ball sails long. 21-18, Kloth and Nuss win set number 2.
At this rate, we might just stay until semifinal action tomorrow morning. Each of these quarterfinals now going to 3 sets. Still one left to be played as well.
All right, make your Gold Series Chicago Open predictions on Bally Play's AVP Predictor game and take your shot to win 6 VIP tickets to the championships in Phoenix. Just scan the QR code or go to ballyplay.com/AVP to make your winning predictions. If you predict correctly, you win a free VIP package to the championships. Get your picks in right now, today. Get up, make it happen. Those Phoenix championships taking place September 23rd and 24th. Can't wait for them. All these players trying to punch their ticket in. There you see Hughes and Kalinsky clinched the top 2 already. Cannon and Sponcil clinched the top 4 spot, so they are in. And Yuno and Wilkerson not here. Chang and Flint looking solid. And Kloth and Nuss need a strong finish here to make a move. But remember, top 4 teams make it in, plus 2 wild cards in both the men's and the women's division. It's an exclusive event, and it is something that the players have had their sights set on for quite some time. Kloth and Nuss 10-2 in 3-set matches. So this is interesting. And remember, on the other side of the net, Cannon and Sponcil, when they win the first set, they were 20-0. So they're going to be pushed to the limit here. Maybe that perfect record on the line.
Well, it'll be interesting, too, because you talk about Kloth and Nuss in terms of those standings at where they are now at the 6th spot. And I think you could even say, regardless of where they finish out here in Chicago, I think they have a little bit of an argument having won a title this season, maybe to grab one of those wild cards, even if they don't make that top 4 spot.
I agree with you. I mean, wild cards are wild cards, and you know, you got to state your case kind of, and if it's good for the tournament, and if it's you've proven that, you know, you're just right there and maybe you didn't make the cut, there's all sorts of criteria. There really is no criteria for a wild card.
Well, and there's another conversation too, because you look at the other teams and some of those who have won titles, as we've had no repeat winners, and a lot of those aren't necessarily playing together, right? You've got Harwood and Tina Gradina, and you've got Scholes and Urango. None of those teams play together here in Chicago.
That's true. And I think you get to mix and match your points. I think. But it is a new format, and when you don't play in one, it really hurts you. Like, you got to play in all 3 if you can as a team, and that's going to really give you your best opportunity to be there. So it's going to come down to the wire, and we'll know a lot more after we finish Survival Saturday here in Chicago. 1-0 here to start the 3rd set. Kloth and Nuss with the lead, and they are serving. Serving is Kristen Nuss. On 2 by Cannon, and Sponcil gets frozen again by Nuss, and all she can do is look, but she didn't even do that. She knew what had happened.
This has just become a jumbo competition at this point. I mean, these 2 defenders are putting on a show right now.
They really are. It's a lot of fun to watch. This time they go to Therese. She gets blocked. Free ball. And high off the top of the block is Taryn Kloth. Everything going their way. Remember, this 3rd set is quick. It's just at 15 points, and so you want to get out of the gates quickly, and Cannon and Sponcil have yet to leave the starting line. Trying to get a point on the board. And there it is.
And that's a really nice set from Sarah Sponcil, about 15 feet off the net. She kind of directs that ball using her hands versus just the simple square up and face her target. It's a beautiful delivery. Look at those numbers. 18 kills, 3 hitting errors, 12 digs for Therese Cannon.
Smart choice by Therese Cannon on the drop. And she goes high off the hands for the second point, and that'll be a switch. 3-2, Kloth and Nuss. Therese is getting really good at that late drop.
Yes, and I love that play right there. And of course, the winner of this will move on to the semifinals to face off against Gradina and Pavin, the number 5 seed. Oh no, excuse me, the loser faces Gradina and Pavin, the number 5 seed, winner to the semifinals. But Therese is definitely showing how she can pull, dig, and transition out. You know, in the last quarterfinal, we had talked about how good Kalinske is at that skill, as well as Kelly Chang. Both of them premier in that regard. And I think Therese Cannon is making an argument to be included in the conversation.
Yeah, just to give you an example, Cannon has 13 digs, whereas Kloth just has 5 digs, because we haven't seen a lot of drops or pulls from Taryn Kloth. Three, third set. Therese Cannon, one of the best blockers on tour. She'll serve and run to the net. It's been a, for sure, defensive exhibition for both sides of the court. It's been a lot of fun to watch. That ball is about 3 feet long. Seems like it took a long time in between that service whistle. Kind of
slowing things down.
Kind of froze her.
Well, and it's interesting too. You remember Hughes and Kalinske and how fast they get those points rolling. Right now, both these teams just kind of calculated in their approach, trying to control the tempo of the game.
Yeah, and a great set right there by Therese Cannon to Sponcil. 5-4, 1 point away from the switch. Nice set by Nuss. Sponcil's got it. A little waterfall shot over the top right there, and it's good, and we're all tied up. So after starting 3-0, Sponcil and Cannon have got themselves back into a 5-5 tie.
Well, and that's, I think, a lot in terms of how they're training the coach in their box, their approach to the game, so steady, never get rattled, never get too high, never get too low. Just trying to fight 1 point after another.
Little cloud cover. We haven't seen this all day. A little cooler maybe for the players. And challenging the block is Nuss. Love the aggressive play. This is big. The winner of this gets into the semifinal. And we mentioned ever since Austin, Kloth and Nuss have not been to a semifinal. 5 consecutive 5th place finishes. So they would love to get over that hump, get that confidence back.
When plays like that get turned, just making a better play on the ball are Nuss and Kloth right there, creating a little bit of pressure, finding an extra point on some out of system play.
Kristen Nuss back to serve with a 1 point lead, and that ball just out of bounds. So I have a correction. Since that win in Austin, they actually did get a 2nd place in New Orleans, and then the 5 tournaments after that, including international play, they have not finished higher than 5th.
Quiet platform from Kloth. What a set.
Powering through the lot. Taryn Kloth, 8-7. Halfway through set
I get so excited when I see sets like that. Just beautifully done from Kristen Nuss to get her feet so quickly to that ball underneath, delivers a perfect up and down set for her partner. Plenty of height. Gives her so many chances to have opportunities to find different places on the court.
Kloth and Nuss with just a 1-point lead here, trying to expand upon that. And there's an ace right down the line. Therese Cannon again with an opportunity to pass, but opting to roll the dice on her fade, and that ball is in just on the outside of that line.
Such a timely ace there from Taryn Kloth. She's been working with this jump topspin serve, but she's finally finding some pressure with it.
High off the block, Therese Cannon.
So smooth. You watch her work to that right side, just quick feet underneath the ball. Great job in recognition of the set. Beautiful, smooth arm swing. 22 kills for her now. 4 controlled blocks, 13 digs. The digs are just wild.
And just like that, we are tied.
It's a really nice shot by Sponcil. You know that late delayed drop is causing some problems for Taryn Kloth. She either has to decide in her mind that she's going to come in aggressive and put that ball away, but it's too hard to read where the blocker's going to be. They go right back to her. This pass about 10 feet off the net. And that's an error right there by Therese Cannon by allowing that line to be open right there. Beautiful shot, though, by Kloth.
Yeah, I would totally agree with you in terms of Therese needing to protect the line there, but we also haven't seen that many swings from Taryn Kloth down the line, kind of going back that direction, right? That was kind of that off-speed half swing. And Sponcil's finding the success on the right side with the high line shot. That's her second to fall in just the last handful of points.
Takes the match.
Things getting very intense. These two teams have played each other 4 previous times. 2 AVP matchups, 2 FIV matchups, and they've split. Each with 2 victories, so this is the 5th meeting.
Nuss with 24 digs. It's a wild number.
Oh, that's a great cut shot right there. It's one of her favorite shots for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a beautiful thing coming from 6'5", up and up. I mean, take a look at her hand contact here. Just a little bit off the heel of her hand. Not so much carving around the side of the ball as getting on top of it and dropping that down into the ankle.
First round on the board, 11-11.
I like Cannon right there. Off the tough serve. And you can't miss it. French fries on the board.
11-all. Therese Cannon going down the middle this time. Here comes Kloth to the outside. Oh, Sponcil scoops it up. See how she twerks and turns? That was impressive, to say the least.
And that was the same exact shot, right? Sponcil was all over that.
(12-11), Kloth and Nuss with a narrow 1-point lead.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from Therese Cannon. She's taken some very smart swings in the last few points. Not really second-guessing herself.
Yeah,
I know
she's fully committed for sure on that over on 2. It's almost like a play if the pass is in the right spot. The only thing I don't like about it, you can't see the defense.
Yeah, good point.
And it gets a little sketchy.
Look at those numbers for set 3. No errors on either side.
Let's take a switch, 13-12.
Wow. No expression from Sponcil.
I have never seen more jumbos in a single match than this one. Have you?
No, and they're so pretty. They're calculated. They're late. She waits for that ball to drop. and it's looking solid right now. Kristen Nuss in complete control of her game. Just 2 points away from moving on to the semifinal.
Might as well just make it a full shrimp plate.
I like that. I like the seafood platter. All jumbo shrimp.
All jumbo shrimp.
Here comes Cannon. She rips it down the line. Nuss is there. She thought she had that ball up in the air. It's rare that Kristen Nuss gets two hands on the ball and doesn't control it.
Yeah, but again, I go back to Therese Cannon. She has enough pace, but it's still calculated and very controlled on those swings.
$13-all. Trouble pass. Sponcil's going to get an opportunity. Can she get a swing on it? Yes, she goes deep down the right side, and just like that, she strikes.
And that's a huge dig right there from Sarah Sponcil, because time and time again, Kristen Nuss, on those type of moments, she's known to go for the short waterfall rainbow shot from 5 feet off, no block in front of her, and it typically falls. That's the tendency, but Sponcil stays home and protects the deep middle. That was phenomenal from Sarah Sponcil.
It's pretty awesome. It's a game of chess, right? You got to commit one way or the other, and you got to think. Sponcil's thinking, hey, I'm tired of getting beat deep, because she has been beat a number of times with that jumbo and with that kind of half speeder. And so look at the set 3 efficiencies.
I mean, how wild is that? You want to bring your best, especially when you get to that third set. You mentioned the 20-0 time and time again for Cannon Sponcil, winning in the first set and then closing out the match. Right now, both these teams are playing beautifully executed volleyball. 0 errors for both Kloth and Nuss, as well as Cannon and Sponcil. I don't think I've seen efficiencies like that in a third set, at least here in Chicago, for sure.
Remember, after winning the first set, Cannon and Sponcil have been perfect, 20-0. And so that is on the line here as they will face their first match point.
Match point for Cannon and Sponcil.
As the players get set. I would imagine the serve's going to Kloth.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see where they play defense, if they're going to play into that angle that she likes to hit.
No, they go to Nuss. And she makes it look so easy. Right there, so easy. Her vision right on point. No pressure. Tied up at 14.
She just makes the right play almost every time.
Ball scooped up by Nuss. Sponcil this time. Soft block. Therese Cannon cannot change directions, and she gets beat short.
That's the ball I'm talking about from Kristen Nuss. At times when she's in trouble, she's one of the best at that shot. First, the dig off of Cannon's massive swing. Then this pickup from Kloth, great touch block and solid recovery. But right there, she's falling backwards 10 feet off, and she still finds 2 feet over the net and on the line.
It was an incredible shot right there, but lesson learned, defender, when you're dropping, if you're still moving when that ball's contact, you're gonna have no shot at it.
That's a great
point. You
point.
have to freeze, be stopped so that you can move in other directions. But that's what Nuss does. She recognizes your movement, and she makes you pay for it every single time.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. You think about, like prep stepping, right? In defense, a lot of times you'll see people prep step and their feet are off the ground and the ball's already been struck. And you're like, well, your feet aren't in the sand. You can't take a step in the direction of the ball. You got to be stopped on contact. Even if you're slightly out of position, at least you can take a step towards the ball.
It's very true. It's footwork when it comes down to it. That was impressive. Falling backwards and going with that risky short shot.
Is that John Hyden up in the VIP? I guess he's a VIP-worthy person.
He's earned it. He's a month away from 50. He made magic happen on this court, becoming the oldest player to win. I think it was 44 years and 10 months. And we're back to action here. Kloth and Nuss, championship, or match point. Feels like a championship to me.
You know what? Every quarterfinal has been like this.
It's been some amazing volleyball.
I swear, I'm even thinking the Crab Sander Brewster friend, that was down to 2 points in the third as well. Correct?
Yep.
As was the last, the women's quarterfinal between Chang, Flint, Hughes, and Kolinsky. And now this.
15-all, third set. Kloth on the outside, scooped up by Sponcil. Blocked, looked like a double. No call, over on one. Oh, not a good set. And they get away with it. Wow. In transition, Therese Cannon's set was 15 feet off the net. And the cover by Sponcil is going to be controversial.
Yikes. This cover right there. You can see the spin on the ball. She tried to go off of her two hands, off the palms of her hands.
Yeah,
they're getting away with it, though.
It just wasn't driven. It wasn't one contact. And so, nonetheless, we are at match point for Cannon and Sponcil. Little short serve over to Kloth. Kloth with authority cross court.
And she's ticked. You see that high five right there? I love it, too. Sponcil had dug into the angle on that last ball. She's even sitting in that angle, but sharp and powerful was Taryn Kloth's swing.
Yeah, I'd be heated about that as well. Great players, though, put it in their rearview mirror and focus at the task at hand. It's 16-all. Big serve.
Some also use it as fuel.
In there, oh wow.
Sarah Sponcil's making up a ton right now for Therese Cannon. Therese Cannon can't be timid. She's got to bring it. A lot of those soft balls off the top of the block could be costly, but Sponcil's bailing it out.
Just getting a little tight, I think, is Therese Cannon, even though they now face a match ball.
17-16, third set, match point. Oh, Taryn Kloth letting that one go, and she saw it all the way. 17-all. Semi-final berth on the line. The hit is scooped up by Nuss. She tries a jumbo, but mishits it. Can Sponcil make her pay for it? Not yet. Nice up by Therese Cannon. And this rally continues. Wow. And then chopped down by Nuss. Just stellar volleyball on both sides.
Oh, goosebump worthy was that rally. So long their legs gave out at the end. Nuss with a full chase. And that's the finish right there. I told you her cut shot is deadly. And it's now timely.
Just so tenacious, never giving up there. 18-17, Kloth and Nuss, match point. Roll shot is just on point right there. That last stat, almost stunning.
Yeah, outrageous in terms of kills made by both these teams. They are still errorless on both sides of the net from the attack.
Take a look at Kristen Nuss, just completely covered in sand. That's when you know someone is groveling, going for every single ball out there. And what an inspiration she is.
She's going to carry the whole beach home with her.
Just a workhorse out there, going after everything. There it is, and you don't see that much emotion out of Sponcil right there. She's digging deep right now. 19-18, so we just keep going back and forth. No one wants to let up. 19 serving 18. There it is. Therese Cannon. Sarah Sponcil advancing over Kloth and Nuss into the semifinal. What a battle that was.
I love the adjustment there from Therese Cannon. Those last 2 points, she did show up big. She got a little tight, worked her way through it, and this last ball was outrageous. They had the block and defense set up for Sarah Sponcil to come into the angle. Therese's job, protect the line. She let one go at one point in that third set. She made the adjustment, Dane. I know you love it.
Yeah, I mean, she really did. She sealed up the line, and Kloth shot that ball just a little bit too low. It's got to be a high shot to that corner. But you know what? You can't ask for perfection all the way around. It was just absolutely amazing all the way around.
And you can just see the numbers there. Look at the total number of attacks for these two teams, 94 and 87, because this one went the distance. The efficiency, I mean, I wish we had just the third set efficiency on there because it was phenomenal from both of these two teams, both showing up big time and a big time moment. But Cannon and Sponcil, they're the team that's moving to semifinals.
Yeah, they are. And Kloth and Nuss will drop down to the contenders and fight their way back. Thanks for joining us. More volleyball to come.